Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Friday, May 31st, 2013. Well, we have a big hitter right off the bat this morning at 8:30. The news out there right now is that, or the anticipation anyway, is that these numbers will not be very positive, unlike a lot of the other numbers that we've been seeing this week. Jobless claims yesterday was a little bit higher than what was expected, and the word over here on personal income and outlays is that consumer spending is not going to be as robust as most everybody had hoped. Although income, they're thinking, should move up a little bit, slightly. I don't know where they're getting that number from, because for me, it's as far as income is concerned, hasn't changed much over the last year or two. I don't know about you. Hopefully you are doing better. Alright, let's jump over to the current conditions. We're looking at a gap down at the open here. Futures are down almost 0.75% across the board, except for the Russell, which is currently down 1 whole solid percent plus. Gold is still above 1400. I guess that's a pretty good sign. And oil has taken almost another dollar hit here, and it's down to $92.88. And of course, as I mentioned previously, if oil goes down, then there is not an expectation that there's going to be that much of a need for it, because economies around the world are slowing down. That's the word anyway, and that's what I go by. Now, something that we haven't taken a look at lately is the VIX. We're expecting the VIX, of course, to move up a little bit today. Let's take a peek at a chart and see how that looks. So, looking like a cup and handle here. Looks like a bowl more, though, a really deep bowl. Back here in February we had, or April anyway, and also in February, if we're looking at the weekly over here, we had some big pops. We may be getting another pop today. I don't know what it may move up to, but we may get up to closer to 16, which is a good thing. They have a little bit more implied volatility in the market so that we can collect greater premium, and it's a good time to go shopping for things like iron condors, because you can get wider spreads and higher credit when you open them up. So that's a good thing from that perspective. I certainly can't make any predictions. Okay, so what happened yesterday with my long Apple? Well, what I did at the open yesterday was put a limit order in at $5 for that particular option. And if you remember, it was at $2.58 at the close on Wednesday night. And I was hoping to get $5 out of it. And I did. Eventually, like around 1 o'clock or so, we'll take a look at Apple here. Right around 1 o'clock, the option went in the money, and the long one never did go in the money. I'm sorry, it's at 4:55, but it got pretty close to it late at the end of the day. But it did well enough that it hit that $5 mark, and it did get me out at $5, and my loss ended up being $2.69, which is tolerable, for a loss. So I was able to recover slightly. We were looking for $7.69 to break even, And it was at, like I mentioned, $2.58 Wednesday at the close. So I'm pretty happy with that. So enough rambling about Apple. What else is in trouble here? Everything else is doing good. I can't complain about anything here. We have Google and LinkedIn. We'll take a peek at those. And if you remember, I set alerts on these yesterday, and so far the Google one is looking okay. It's not a very exciting looking candle here, showing a little bit of weakness or indecision, I guess you might say. Weaker indecision, let's put it that way. LinkedIn, to squish this down in order to see what's going on here. LinkedIn looked a little stronger than what Google showed us for yesterday, so we might be okay with LinkedIn. Let's take a look and see if we can get anything, any indication of what we might be looking at for an open here. LinkedIn may gap down, and Google 61, 66, 70, that's probably going to gap down too. So those might be in trouble, and those alerts may go off today. We'll just have to see what happens. Everything else is okay, and we can jump right over to the A+ list. Alright, we took a look at Apple already, but for different reasons. So let's look to see if there's anything going on from a directional trade perspective. This moving average here is really flat, so I'm not really excited about any sort of entry signals we might be getting here. I can take this stuff off now that we're done with this. I don't need, well, you always should have reminders of trades that went bad and analyze why they went bad, so that you don't make the same mistake again. So unless you're a politician, you can go ahead and keep making the same mistake over and over again, and people just sort of expect that from you, I guess. What did I just say? Anyway, but no directional entry signals there. Amazon, have this, it's really pretty amazing. I have this iron condor on, and it's been behaving just wonderfully. Just absolutely wonderful. I really like that. No directional entry signals here on that at all. As a matter of fact, Amazon is the quintessential example of no direction. Okay, we're in BIDU here. Sort of a secondary entry possibility at this point, but with the market down the way that it is this morning, I definitely would not be looking for any bull entries for today. What it might do is produce some nice signals, but no entries for today. We might be looking for bear trades, but not bull. Alright, we are in Celgene. We are in a sweet little uptrend here, and a nice bounce near the 50 MA. That's always a good thing. And a bounce here on the stochastic. MACD's moving up short term, and the moving average is flattening out, and I would expect, depending on what today looks like, maybe having a white dot soon. That would be nice. Feel good about a trade. CF, as expected, and may have failed. We may have hit this resistance point here, and we'll see if it rips through it or if it fails and continues the downtrend. might be a very nice point for another entry on this. I mean, why not pile on when things are looking good for a directional trade? So let's put another target on there. Alright, we're looking for that. Another target to get in on more CF. And we're looking at 190 to 204. You can't really tell from this. We're talking about, around 196 or 197 possible open on this. But that may not be a reality. Okay, Chipotle. Chipotle may be running out of gas a little bit. It's doing a little bit of consolidation here. The 9-period moving average is slipping down a little bit. The MACD is definitely moving down. On the long term, it just kind of like rolled over the moving average. So we might be seeing a switch or a trend reversal on Chipotle. But it's nothing to really worry about here. No entry signals. We're not able to break through this 2080 line here to give us a nice entry for any sort of direction, unlike we got in the past. This was a nice one here. This also was of course, earnings, yeah. But otherwise, this was sort of a risky entry here, secondary entry. But so far it's playing out okay, and nothing coming up on that. GLD or gold. I had a pop yesterday on this, but nothing in danger and no indications of any potential future entries, at least on the bearish side. I'm just kind of looking here, and sometimes I distract my thoughts when I'm talking out loud. This is looking really kind of bullish here, isn't it? But long term, we are still in the basement here, below this zero line. Not worried about gold for right now, and no entry signals. And we looked at Google before, but not for any sort of directional entries. And we're still not really showing anything. Actually, this thing kind of died out here yesterday with the percent K dipping down and percent D not really doing anything. MACD is moving down on the moving average. The short term is wiggling around, and MACD is actually moving down on the long term, obviously because of this type of price action. But like I mentioned, we may get an alert trigger today, but we don't have anything that looks good for me as far as a entry signal on the bullish side. Goldman Sachs. I think I remember talking about missed opportunity on this one here, even though it didn't come down. This is a pretty positive and strong move that Goldman Sachs is going through right now. 161, 163, not looking good this morning. So there is no entry on this, no entry signal to get in on this move. at this point on Goldman, and not on the long-term chart either. LinkedIn, we just roll over here. So if anything, we would be looking for the first retrace in price and the first retrace of the stochastic up to here. And just for fun, I'm going to put this target up here. We're going to be looking for that first retrace. Come on. I don't want to put it there. It's probably going to happen right around here. So next week sometime, we would be looking for that first retrace. MasterCard, looking pretty good on that so far. We should look to see if, are we at close to max on that? We're not in. We got out a long time ago on that. I remember now, it got out around here. So we can take that off. Alright, so do we have another opportunity here? Percent K just ticked down here. I don't know. There might be another opportunity here, but I'm going to wait because of the way the markets may end up today. We have a $50 spread on this, and that's right smack dab in the middle on that. So nothing today for an entry signal. Netflix, we're in here double. And it's looking pretty good. This may actually be another entry point for those of you who may not have gotten in. You may want to set an alert up here and get in if we get confirmation of this particular move here and this move. But with the market the way it may open today, actually Netflix has 900 shares traded, and we're looking at about a 222 or so open here. So that might be a nice strong look on their open. So if you want to jump in on that, if we get a move up a little bit, I think it would be a good thing. Priceline, we took a pass on Priceline, and so far I'm glad that I did. MACD just wasn't confirming very well, although as of yesterday we did kind of get a confirmation on that. Could add to that, how's it looking this morning? Wow, that's a big spread. And it looks a little weak, kind of a weak open if we're looking at the midpoint here between the bid and the ask. Could set an alert on this though, but I am going to take a pass on it for today and see. We'll check it again tomorrow and see how it looks. PNRA definitely continues to look very strong. I just had to check to make sure that I didn't forget to mark the chart that I'd gotten in on this, and I did not, so it is at an all-time high here, at least for the length of this chart, and this is 3 years, so I don't think PNRA has been higher than that over the last 3 years. So that's a new high. Well, congratulations to PNRA. And I'm going to put an alert on this one above this high. And we'll see if that works out today. What might we do? Well, We would, June has 21 days left, so let's see what we might have around a delta of 20, and here we have 185. And would I feel good doing a 185? Not so much. Well, we do have, we broke through this 185 level, so that may act as support. We have a couple of weeks, actually 3 weeks to expiration. I don't know if 185 would be a good one, so I may want to pick something in July. Just taking a look here, we're talking 180 in July, which would be down here. Might be a little bit more comfortable. This might be slightly scary, but boy, it sure is looking strong. It is looking very strong. Everything's marching up over here on the weeklies. It's looking pretty strong, so if I get this alert, I probably will pick a June expiration at that 185 level if the alert goes off. And then last but not least is Visa, and we're doing just fine on that, and there are no entry signals for a bullish trade here. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of consolidation here, so I want to see, we may want to get out of this today. We're looking 179, 185, 300 shares, 181. Yeah, we're probably going to get out of this today because we are, or at least I am. I don't know about you guys. I don't know why I say we. We are at 121 out of 152, so that's about 121 out of 152, 20, 30 difference. That's pretty close to 80%, so we're going to exit that today. And what else could we exit? I wanted to look at BIDU. 805 is max. 519 we are at, and the chart is looking like that, and our open is looking like that. I think I'm going to get out of BIDU today too. Yeah, I'll be getting out of BIDU. Okay, so we have one alert on PNRA, and I'm going to exit V and BIDU today. So if you're in those similar to myself, you will want to exit today. Alright, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and happy trading.